the top with Camilla.
Oh, I was thinking of it and I was like, what was it like? And then I was like, oh, yes, there is Mikhail because his ability to craft weapons.
Yeah, no, definitely good to have a blacksmith as your friend. What about Sven?
Yeah. What would be? Hmm. I'm gonna go with the pass. Maybe can I go with the pass? No, Shepherd.
Yeah, if you
Best choice.
Shepherd, what did
Yeah, I guess I need to pick a real party member.
Hey, is Shepherd part of the party? Why not?
Yeah, we can't retaliate verbally. Okay, so Shepherd, because he's single-minded focus on playing with sticks and balls. Not that Svenja has any desire to do that, so that's a bad choice. I'll come back to that later. I reserve the right to change my mind now that I'm in Foundry. I can actually see who the party members. I am going to go with my original choice, actually. It's envious of Camilla's hair. So nice and flowy.
I know, hard to compete with Elven blood. What about Yormund?
Well, speaking for Shepard, it'd be absolutely no. He is envious of nobody else.
Yeah, he knows what he wants, and he gets it.
And Yormund, honestly, probably everyone else in the party because he feels like he's the least sort of charismatic, even aside from just the actual stat.
Oh wow, it's about charisma for Yormund.
Man has his pride.
How about Meek?
Well, she isn't here anymore, but Urza's ability to create essences at like faster speeds than me, and at higher quality, given once we get higher power level, just quite envious of that. But seeing as she isn't here anymore, not quite sure.
Yeah, there will be an in-character reason for why she's leaving, so that does still apply, at least for now. But you may be taking that that crown pretty soon. How about Gorm?
I'm jealous of the rest of the party because they have two eyes. Okay, not Shepard, but the rest of them, yeah, they can see clearly.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? uh, and seeing as Kate does not know any of you yet, we will get back to you in a bit. Although that was a well-timed bear sound.
Oh.
Yeah. So have you got a recap for us tonight, or I have got one if you don't.
Where's the bear? Oh my
Yes,
god.
I added more sound effects. I think that's just the music. It's the foreshadowing.
Okay, so we became very reliant on most of us notes. Let me see what I have in mind.
I've got one if you don't have one for today, but
Yeah, maybe run it because my machine is slow in loading my Notepad app.
cool. So last time our heroes journeyed east, having defeated the Kraken priest Al-Hazir, and the information gathered after the battle seemed to suggest that an imminent raid on Browdovik from their neighbors across the bay well, that there was an imminent raid, though it would still be some time before the forces of Flostovik could set sail, and it seemed that Gorm's visions were growing ever more real by the day as you decided to continue onwards towards the Seer's Tower, making your way back towards the meteorite crater, where on the bridge near the crater you were ambushed by a trio of berserkers, Skorgrimor preying on travelers crossing the bridge. And meanwhile, beneath the bridge, Ursula had discovered another bridge keeper in the form of a troll. The creature grasped at her with claws and teeth as the fight on the bridge above broke out, leading to a long and gruesome battle. While Ursula single handedly defeated the troll after it brought her to the brink of death and awakened the storm giant within her, the battle on the bridge culminated in a bloody duel between Mikil and the berserker, with Mikil folding the man's head like hot steel as he caved it in with his hammer, and the battle was finally won. Camilla and her Albert stood victorious before leading the party into a nearby clearing where everyone had agreed to take a rest before moving on, as Gorm and Svenja had seemed to have noticed some large-looking figures up ahead, and the party decided to rather rest and ready themselves for another fight. But that is where we will rejoin you now, as you are all completing your short rest in the clearing, and clouds have started to gather above as a light rain has started to fall, and there is a faint electric charge filling the air. But what would you guys like to do here?
Okay, so if I remember the big map correctly, this was conveniently on the way to the Sears Tower. Was that where we're going last? Or giants on the way?
The last part, at least what I remember, was the meteor.
You guys are not far from there, but you did walk back a little ways. You're just off the road, in a small clearing to the side.
Yeah, we were worried about the amount of resistance. So yes, I guess we just left there. We could make the point to go and scout the meteorite and the site and see what the resistance is like.
If they were going to attack us, they would probably attack us after the berserkers. We weren't exactly quiet.
They might just have been too far away to see or hear or bother.
That sounds quite risky though. Like, what's the word? Relying on the fleeting thought that they might not have heard us, or the chance that they haven't heard us.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we haven't yet given them any reason to attack us, unless those guys we just killed were friends of theirs.
Why wouldn't they help them then? I don't think that we were quiet. I know that we're not like 5 feet away, but I would have probably heard them. And the other way around.
Just looking through my quest log, do we have anything around, any quests around the meteorite?
You're gonna go to the find some for me.
The
You can
were.
give
Oh, sorry.
Svenja, you can give me a nature check to see there may be something, but depending on your nature. Form, you can also make one if you want, as you definitely saw there. Yeah, everyone gets a short rest if you haven't taken it already.
22.
The Gorm, you would not have recognized anything significant about them. But Svenja, you would have recognized some of those larger figures that you saw potentially as half Jotun or Goliaths, which you know that Magnus and them did speak about seeing Goliaths up there, and there was a bounty for a Goliath. So there are a couple of quests there mentioning them, and there's one in the available section that I think that came more from Magnus's stuff. But yeah, there have been Goliaths mentioned in the quests.
Mammoth Hunter Goliaths. Mm. So okay, two stones with one stone going up to the meteorite. I mean, we're supposed to be less scary cat than this, so I don't know how high can Nightwing go up in terms of flying. I was thinking specifically for scouting purposes.
I mean, as high as they want, really. At some point, you may, as the rider, start to pass out, but can soar through the clouds.
But isn't your mount afraid of heights?
I don't know. I haven't tried it out yet.
Swear the man told you he was afraid of heights.
Wait, who said that?
The guy who
The
sold us the
shopkeeper,
mounts.
yeah.
Yeah. It feels like me as the DM going, okay, but you're low level, don't go flying everywhere. Yeah, that maybe what the salesman said, but you've also gotten the impression he may have been overselling some of these creatures.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
salespeople.
Svenja was like in the middle name, like named Goose. That's why they shouldn't fly high.
Okay, so you want to all sneak up, or shall I do a flyover at sort of 500 feet up and something and see what I can see?
Good idea to reconnaissance and come back. What? Maybe you draw some away there, and then we can pick up this crackling.
Yeah, go fly.
Okay, well, I like that idea of trying to do an ambush, maybe at the bridge. Because this is what I'm thinking is if we get surrounded by these people, we're essentially fucked. So we want to put them into a choke point where we can not fight more than 2 or 3 of them at a time.
You don't even know if they are hostile.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, we could just ride by them.
Yeah, let's do a flyover and go see who and where and how many and that sort of stuff.
You will hear lightning clap up above as you then followed by that sound of lightning, you are going to hear a singing sound as you see something flying towards Ursula, who has been taking her axolotl over to the little pond there. But as the storm around you, Jesus Christ, the storm around you starts to build, you're going to see something coming down inside the lightning.
Okay, I think we will ready weapons just in case. This is like what?
Oh.
Better be fat one.
So, as you guys hear this, like the sing of this metal, you see this hammer come flying through the air, and hit Ursula as she turns to look at it, hitting her square in the chest and sending her flying backwards, pinning her to the tree in the distance. As you see walking out of this explosion of lightning, you see this massive figure just slowly lumbering out of the storm. And I mean, you can all make a religion check because this has gone comically bad before, but you all see possibly another half giant walking in.
Bro.
Oh no!
Wow, 2 nat ones on the religion check.
And see, I got the net ones I asked for.
Agnostic,
You
atheist, dark.
fucked us!
Princess.
I wanted the net ones.
I,
I loved
I'm
like
not an
the...
atheist. I just don't recognize any gods.
God gives you a hammer to the face. Find a new god.
Like, I'll just. This is how this is gonna go out. At some point, Yorman's just gonna say, "Oh, that's Thor."
Given that
And then
Yeoman
get
and Mikkel don't
smited.
care about religion, the roles are truthful.
I heard you were fatter.
Yeah, the token is a little bit misleading. He is rather plump. He is much less Chris Hemsworth and much more like classic myth Thor. As yeah, he looks like he's drank a fair share of mead in his day, but you can barely even see him as he's now just this crackling energy coming off of him as he's lumbering towards Ursula, who's pinned to the tree by Mjolnir. As yeah, Thor Odin's son doesn't really even seem to acknowledge you guys, as he just seems to be walking in towards Ursula.
I'll sort of walk in front of him and raise my halberd.
He stopped and looks down at you, and you'll just see a sort of glimmer of a grin across his face, and he says, "Is that a challenge?"
What business do you have?
Yeah, I'll just place the shoulder on Yormund. I think challenging the God of Thunder is rather unwise.
You see, as you say that, he looks down at you, Gorm, and he says, "Well, isn't this a surprise? You wouldn't happen to be the shipbuilder, would you?"
Well, one of them. My father is the better one, but I'm getting there.
See him look up and just like think to himself. He seems to be trying to remember something, but he says, "I wonder, would you be the one that father has been talking about? Are you Gorm Hammond's son?"
I am. Your father said you were coming, but not specifically. He said the gods are coming, but I can say this. This is what I was expecting.
"Oh, I am no messenger. I have come for something else. But I have heard of some of you. Apparently, you have inspired my father to reopen the trials of Asgard. It ought to be interesting. Do you think you possess the strength and courage to face those kinds of challenges?" And he kind of turns and looks at all of you as, yeah, he doesn't seem to have any issue with interacting with with you mortals.
Yeah, we're looking like kids who got caught talking in the class by teachers, so we're just like pretending we haven't been whispering to each other. Or Senya at least is.
Well, we're not entirely sure what the trials are, but we believe we might be in the right direction.
Yes, I believe so. Tell me, do you understand any, well, do you have any knowledge of the ancient runes and the magic they hold?
The ancient runes, well, I believe Yormund here can read them, and I just assume he's talking about giant runes.
Yeah, you can make a religion check, see, or a history check, see what he might be referring to. But yeah, from the runes and things you've seen nearby here, even you would imagine he's either talking about celestial or giant.
I'll say between all the party members, we're able to read.
Yeah, so Gorm, you would your father is always telling you to remember your runes, and yeah, you have definitely had some training in that kind of thing. But yeah, Yormund, you also you know your way around your runes as well. Are you going to say anything to him?
Honestly, no. Nothing to say.
He'll kind of look over his shoulder up towards the like up the mountain as it slowly rises, and he'll say, I think this one is not the only one with giant blood nearby. Perhaps if you continue to prove yourselves in battle, especially against giant kin, perhaps you can earn my favor in the trials as well. It should be fun at least. And he's going to start lumbering forward again towards Ursula.
Okay, so I think at this point in time, Svenja would just sort of say, wait, we can earn favor in the trials, but more pressingly, what are you doing with Ursula?
He kind of reaches out and takes the handle of Mjolnir. As it's holding her there, you can see she's unconscious. But he stops for a moment and turns back to you, and he says, oh, right, this is one of your companions. Well, I'm afraid she's going to have to come back with me, Asgard. You see, she holds a giant that cannot be allowed to run rampant in Midgard, so it must be returned to Jotunheim, where it belongs.
Oh, you're talking about the lightning stuff that's coming out of her.
Exactly. And he's going to turn back, still holding Mjolnir, and you are going to see him like start to pull the hammer back as lightning energy surges from Ursula's body. You see her eyes kind of open, and just that glow of lightning, all of it sparking and being drawn into Mjolnir as he pulls it out of her. You can see you like hear the storm giant within her just screaming as well as it tries to, but he seems to be drawing the lightning out of her.
Okay. Yeah, Svenja is going to be really worried that something similar happens to the Valkyrie inside of her. Because, anyway, so yeah, so what happens to Ursula's body? What happens when the storm giant leaves her?
As he pulls that energy out, you'll see her kind of slump to the ground, but he's just going to catch her like by the collar as she falls, and he's just going to throw her up onto his shoulder as he turns around to face you. And you can give me an insight check, but he's going to say, is rare for those who have had such creatures sealed within them to survive their extraction. But this is more the realm of my father. I have just come to fetch her in case there was a fight. And you can see him looking with that 17. You can see he looks disappointed that there wasn't a fight, that he didn't actually, he just threw the hammer once and that was enough. But yeah, other than that, she seems like she's completely unconscious, possibly dead, as she's just over his shoulder, and he starts walking towards you again.
Well, there's some giants up on the hill over there, and she points towards the meteorite. If you want to go and quickly just wallop a few of them for exercise.
Giants like them are not worth my time. But as I said, if you can deal with them, perhaps you will earn my favor. You are all going to need to prepare if you are to face the trials.
Okay. Might I make a case then for Ursula going to Valhalla because she has been a brave companion? I'm sure you guys actually know what she's been up to, but it would be nice to see her up there again one day.
He'll kind of look up into the trees, and you're going to see that there is a crow sitting in the trees watching you, a raven. And you'll see it let out a caw, but he looks up at it and then looks back at you, and he says, "Don't worry, I am taking her to Odin himself. But whether she ends up in Valhalla," and it kind of seems like he took her by surprise. She didn't exactly go down in battle, but he says, "We shall see."
Well, we can bring her back if you want to fight her, but yeah. Can I liberate the axolotl's pendant from Ursula? Or is he taking
Yeah.
that with? Now is the time to grab anything else that we think that she had in terms of magic items.
We can, for those purposes, we can say that anything she had on her gets knocked right out of her as all her pockets are emptied as he walks out and is just jingling them all over his shoulder. So yeah, we can go over that later. I don't.
Yeah, happy to. Okay, I can see a character sheet actually, so good.
No, okay, cool. I don't think she had that much on her. What are you doing if you're getting the locket? Are you doing something with the axolotl here, or
Well, I'm just
after
putting
you?
putting it into the locket essentially. Hopefully, we've heard her use the command word or whatever. Just want to take it with us for in case, or selling it back.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Mjolnir necklace to take it back to her mother. But that's the last I'm going to do then. Scene can move forward.
Okay, you're taking the Mjolnir necklace. All right. He,
Yeah, not
okay,
wearing it though. I think that was specifically from Ursula's mother to her, so it's like
yeah,
a personal keepsake.
yeah, it was. She's gonna be happy about this. Um, yeah, if no one else is saying anything, he'll just walk over back to the sort of circle that is burnt into the ground, and he'll look back at you all, just giving you a once over before raising his hammer into the air and calling for Heimdall. Is anyone going to do anything before he leaves in this spectacular blast of lightning and that zaps him up onto the into the Bifrost?
Yeah, not that familiar with God's etiquette, but we'll probably salute Ursula and wish her luck with her trials. And then turn to the rest of the party and say, well, shit.
Oh, I wasn't Raven that kill.
Yeah, true. You want to wave at the raven? Hey,
I said, like watching you closely. It just stays up there in the tree.
And I might have a different way to scout the area there, but the Griffin is probably the easiest. Without everyone, without it's foolproof unless they actually hit you or you fall.
yeah, unlikely, I guess. She's going to fly pretty high up, so 500-600 feet. If she sees anybody with longbows, she'll go even higher. But
Yeah, we can see down 600 feet.
yeah, it's about 200 meters, which is what? That's about 30 stories. So it's the equivalent of looking down from a 70 stories building. So we'll not see detail, but can see, I guess, from up there, rough idea of how many creatures and things there are.
What are you guys saying in the chat?
I don't know. They said something, then I said something, but mine is unreadable entirely
Same.
to you guys.
That's
I don't know
Hebrew.
if they're speaking like in like a different language or something, or if they're just typing in.
They probably, I don't know, Danish.
Tom's
Terminally.
got a freaking. How the hell is it? What is that Hebrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the
It is he
language
just said
system
shit.
does a whole other thing.
Yeah,
You
know.
guys are actually speaking the languages.
if I'm correct, he said shot. Something like that.
Shut up.
I think that's because I remember that like the candle. It won't affect unless you have a token and that's that you can basically target. And the
So we going to check out the whatever those were have giants.
Yeah, apparently.
So is Fenrir going to scout from the air first, or
Yep. So sort of a flyover just to get a top-down view of the layout and maybe some sort of idea of how many Jotun there is and anything else, berserkers and something like that.
Well, you can give me a perception or investigation, but you will have disadvantage because the rain is coming down now after Thor's arrival.
Okay, I just want to check something then quickly on character sheet. The helm gives me advantage on inventory. Where are you, little helm thingy? Advantage on perception, so that would cancel out. So do a straight perception, but investigation is better. Which shall we do? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. She's going to do a perception normal, so cancelling out. 12. Fuck. Okay, not much.
Okay, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell through the rain. From the air, you do see this massive crater that at the bottom is assumed to be what is left of the meteorite, but it is mostly just this giant crater, and you can see quite a few large figures looming around it. You can also see that these figures seem to be building something or trying to place something over the hole. And yeah, with the 12, unfortunately, you can see that there are about 4 groups of these creatures, and it looks like maybe 2 or 3 per group, but it is hard to count an exact number.
Okay, so we'll return back and say, yeah, not. This is what I could see. 4 groups trying to build
They
something.
did look Goliath. You would know that. Half-year.
I'm wondering if they might be willing to talk to us.
Well, we can speak their language.
Yeah, can we
Some of
remember
us.
what the old son said about they were attacked by Goliaths? We don't know if it's the same one.
No, we don't. I think for his description it was more east than here. They might have moved towards us, but not sure.
You can take a look at the area map if you want, because they did mark some places
No,
down.
I'm pretty sure it was more to the east. I just didn't want to metagame and
Okay.
look.
I mean, that's not meta. They shared that information with you, like on your maps, so they would have marked it down. You're kind of seeing last known positions there, but yeah, that. So in my,
Okay, they could have gotten here, but if they're hunting mammoths, they have no reason to move to the west. They will stay in the mountains.
Yeah, so I guess Svenya's curious about why they're trying to cover the meteorite for some reason, and they might not want to allow Nickel to take some of the metal. But I'm not keen on fighting that many giants.
How about we can just show up on our mounts, talk to them on our mounts, and if things go haywire, we just book it out of there.
Yeah, or we can kill them and get Thor's favor.
If you want to try and kill 15 giants, be my guest.
Severely
but
undernumbered against Goliath.
Do we actually know what type of ore is in the meteor? Because, like, if it's just meteoric
that's where
iron,
we're going to find out. Unknown.
yes. If it's meteor iron, there's no point. It's literally useless. But I suppose let's find out. Yeah.
Well, you tell us what other irons could there be at a meteor?
I don't know. The book doesn't say.
Hey man, Dragon Age Origins had that fantastic sword you could make with the meteorite stuff. star metal. So
Yeah, this is magical fantasy meteorite. It's like elves make swords out of this.
Enchantment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you guys make your way back towards the meteorite here, you're still kind of in that forest there, but as you get closer to the bridge, you'll see there is still, it doesn't look like anyone's picked through the aftermath of your battle yet. The troll is, what's left of it is just floating face down, stuck against some reeds in the river, and the three bodies still on the bridge.
Told you there was a troll.
Oh, what the fuck?
The horse left you, Mika.
Oh, yeah.
You shall walk.
okay,
Nikhil actually just got bucked off.
The mount. That's the problem.
He was
Yeah,
definitely knocked off. No, the horse kicked him off.
I think you should start
Oh.
updating. It's probably right limit
I'll
or
be
some
honest,
shit.
I'm just selecting all my controllable
Yeah.
tokens and moving them as one.
That also works.
I've mounted.
I mean, it looks kind of janky when you do it like that because it makes your token smaller to sit it on the thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
that module
what's
is
Carmilla
very
doing?
temperamental.
She's jumping around for me.
Yeah, that's what.
Okay, let's. Okay, stop. Just
Yeah.
stop before you get to the top there of the ridge. I can see it glitching up there, but
crud. Okay, Foundry's being very uncooperative with me right now in terms of lag and shit.
yeah, I think everyone's trying to use the mount thing at once, so it's getting a bit confused.
Don't use that.
I am going to just completely restart the browser because it's well and truly fucked.
Okay. Well,
But if you don't mind moving my token with the rest of the party in the meantime, I'll be back in 2
yeah,
minutes.
I can't actually do that right now. But, yeah, we know that you're following along. Are you following along from the air, Svenja, or are
Yes,
you
please.
okay? So as you guys are approaching, you are going to notice some figures watching you from the ridge line as you approach. And you'll notice there are two Goliaths standing up there with an ogre standing behind them who has got a chain around his neck and around his wrists, but they are not, it's not connected to anything. It's just like dangling loose from his neck. And one of them will put up a hand just as you are making your way up the path, and he will say something in giant. I know some of you do speak, but
Yeah.
No.
No.
yeah, sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, you will see him say, wait right there in giant, and say, what do you seek here and what is your purpose?
But at a meet, it fall down. Came here because Rune is a forger of weapons. This could enhance weapons.
Plenty of ore in the river. Hole's busy. He like stares at you just for a moment after he says that, and then just glares at you as he says, "Do you come in peace or do you bring war with you?" And he kind of looks over the rest of you all weaponed up and
We come
We
in
would
peace.
prefer peace.
wait here. Dangerous for little folk to be around for the hunt. You want ore, you'll find it in the river.
Want to know more about the hunt?
Well,
What are you? Sorry, are you saying that to him?
Yes. What hunt? Tell us more about the hunt.
He kind of just like looks over his shoulder as though it is obvious to him, but he'll say, "We got a giant hunt. As I said, dangerous for the little folk. But one of our littlest is fishing for one now. Look at her go!" And we're going to cut over as Kate, your character. Would you like to describe what they look like as they have just been handed a massive fishing rod that is like a 20-foot pole that you are holding, and from it, uh, dangling as bait, is a large hunk of mammoth cheese that has just been handed to you by one of these Goliaths? But what does your character look like?
You see a 7'10" Goliath with dressed fairly warmly. She carries a bear skin mantle with the hood up. Her skin is a pale blue, and she has darker blue markings all over her. And she looks slightly nervous but determined as she holds this rod.
Now remember, he's gonna bite. And when he does, battle will be on. We're all here to help. But remember, this is your trial. If it comes down to it, it'll be you that needs to finish it off. But again, we're here to capture, not kill.
She nods.
Right. Let's see if
Can we
these
help?
things
Or
work.
can we watch?
Sorry.
Can we help? She's asking, can we help? Can we watch?
You can give me a persuasion check actually, as you see the other Goliath raising a hand, and you'll see all of these Goliaths that are around the hole start dragging these pieces of wood, and you will see a lot of them have got nets attached to them, and it seems like they are arranging themselves around this hole as though to get ready for something that might be coming from the darkness below.
Oh, measly 14.
Okay, luckily it's low level, and the Goliath, uh, as you see, he kind of clearly wants to be watching that as well, and he goes, "Oh, fine, just don't get in the way." And those two are going to make their way over to help as well.
What did they say?
Yes, we can help. We must just not get in the way. And the giantess, the blue one, she must capture the giant. It's not for killing; it's just for capturing.
No idea why you want to help. Seems like a good way to get trampled.
It will be fun. We haven't fought a giant before.
Well, we're not going to be fighting the giants.
Well,
I think
whatever.
I'll just watch.
Yeah.
Okay, no, Svenya's all in. She's going to stand behind the young Goliath female and just chant and sing and try and inspire her. I don't know if the giants themselves or something is kind of doing battle music. And if that's true, Svenya will just sort of add her music to it.
Well,
Yeah, sorry,
if
I'm
you
trying to
want-
do too many things at once. There is, I'll give a proper description of what they're doing now. But are you trying to fly all the way up behind the one with the fishing rod?
Yes, if I may, I can.
Okay, so do you want to describe to Kate what she sees landing behind her?
Okay, so Kate, what you see is a creature that kind of has the legs like a horse, back legs like a horse, wings and a head like an eagle, and claws in the front like an eagle, so hippogriff. On the back of the hippogriff sits a sort of a tallish blonde woman wearing a finely woven summer cloak, so not a winter cloak. She's got a helmet with wings on, and at her side there's a rapier, and she's also got a shield and a lyre slung over her back. So if you're familiar with the human customs, this is typically one of these traveling entertainer bardy kind of people. But she seems to be pretty well armed and capable with her weapons as well.
Okay.
And I guess if she lands behind you, she say, "Hey, I'm Svenja. Good luck."
She just nods to you and thanks.
The Goliath next to Katja will put a hand up to you, Svenja, and say, "Don't get involved. This is her trial."
Oh no, I'll sing some inspiration to us.
As you out and as you start to, you kind of get the chant going there, as you'll see them all dragging these bits and pieces into place. Yeah,
Okay, so Katja, you've got a bardic inspiration, 4 points.
Thank you.
Actually, you should probably roll it, but okay, here you go. You've got a bardic inspiration. Whoops, stun damage. Shit. Why?
No worries.
So this is like Z's healing.
Yeah, well, fix that. Yeah, so you see these Goliaths that were busy setting up their equipment with this complex network of ropes, pulleys, and nets that are seemingly designed to catch giants. You see this massive crater just looming below you as you kind of casting your line in there. Katja, how are you doing this? Are you doing anything in particular to try and cast this hunk of cheese into the hole?
She will before like instead of just like throwing it in forward, she'll do a big movement backwards and then like kind of throw the line forwards. You know what
Yeah,
I
and
mean? Yeah.
as you cast you'll hear this song coming from Svenja as these Goliaths start chanting in this deep rumbling language that echoes off the walls of the crater. You hear even the ogres up top start joining in, their voices low and guttural, and there's this strange otherworldly sound that comes from so many of them chanting at once that may send shivers down some of your spines, but it seems like they are almost trying to coax the giant out with this chanting. Um, their equipment is all in place. The ropes are taut, the nets are spread wide, and the Goliaths stand ready with massive hands gripping these ropes tightly. And as they wait in silence, their eyes are all fixed on the darkness below as this hunk of cheese goes hurtling down. And I will need you to please make a sleight of hand check for me, first of all.
Okay. Oof.
Or survival, sorry. Sleight
Okay,
of hand
so
or survival.
survival. I'll do survival.
Yeah, sorry. My notes are all over the place today. Okay, nice. So yeah, as you cast it in, everyone's just waiting with like bated breath. They're all staring down into the hole, and then you're going to feel something just tug at the line as there's a rumble low down in the earth. Do you do anything, Katya?
I don't know if it's like exactly like fishing, where you have to reel it in. I kind of feel like a giant's gonna be kind of heavy to reel in.
Yeah, that is. Uh, the guy next to you will start screaming, "You've got it now! Pull, pull!" And he is going to start telling you to reel it in, but you don't have a proper reel. You now just kind of like pulling at the rope with your hands. So you can make an athletics check if you want to try and pull whatever's grabbed a hold of it down at the bottom.
I'll add the d6 to that. Oh, the game wants me to fail my trial.
No, well, as you kind of you feel like you've got a bite, and you pull with all your might, and it doesn't budge. Whatever is down there at the bottom is incredibly heavy as you pull and you strain, and you see your muscles just bulging with the strain. But it is currently only you holding on to this line, as the rest of them are just they continue their chanting. The rest of you see this all happening. Is anyone else reacting, or are you all just watching?
So Svenja
This
would turn to the
is-
giant. Oh, sorry, you go.
I was just gonna say this is quite a spectacle.
Some high stakes fishing going on.
Yeah, whose dad is the fisher again? Are we allowed to help pull the rope? Svenja would ask that to the giant. Can we help pull it up?
You see the Goliaths putting up their hands as though saying no. None of them are actually helping. They've all got nets and things ready, but none of them are helping her pull. They like hold up a hand to stop you, but it clearly looks like she's struggling at the moment.
How thick is the pole? Like if I kind of use it as leverage, like put it on my shoulder and kind of like put it over and try and just kind of leverage it like that.
Hey, you see a gap in the rocks, and you just try and like wedge it in there over your shoulder. Absolutely, this thing is thick as like a telecom pole. Like there's that might actually make sense to you, but it's like
Okay. That's a thick pole.
yeah, I mean it is something that would easily fit on your shoulder, but yeah, for your size, it's not that difficult to wield. I mean, when I was a scout, we used to run around with 20-foot long telecom poles. I'm sure Goliath of your stature can do that with ease, but you can make another athletics check to try and make this work. But I'll give you advantage on this one as uh, you are using this leverage to your advantage.
It rolled 2. Oopsie. I don't know why I rolled 3, but
Oh, man.
that's a 12 and 11.
That unfortunately that last roll doesn't count.
Yeah.
Again, you are pulling with all your might. This time you've definitely got more leverage, and you see that rope like budging as it starts being pulled up, but you'll hear the chanting just getting faster as it doesn't seem like she's this is like she's fighting a shark or something. This whatever's down there has got no interest in coming up to the surface.
Yeah. Damn it.
Actually, can I rage? And then try and pull it
Yeah.
my advantage on strength checks.
Yes,
Get
absolutely.
pissed off.
Yeah, she gets pissed off. Just lets out a roar and goes into rage. She's gonna try me again.
Yeah, hell yes. You just see the his veins like pulse as you let out this primal roar and just start pulling with all your might. Again, advantage on athletic.
Yeah, baby.
Oh yay! Finally.
There we go. Okay, what does it look like as you actually in some traction and start pulling that rope, like successfully pulling whatever's at the bottom? I'll get to what is on the end of the line, but what does it look like as you actually start to succeed?
As she lets out a roar, her muscles appear to grow a bit bigger. Yeah, the veins popping out, and she just tugs at this rope and she like pulls it up in sections. She'll take a piece, pull it, then get the next piece and just heave it up gradually.
And as you do, you'll feel this resistance as you're pulling and pulling, but then you will suddenly like lurch forward as you like pull the entire rope and just flick it forwards in front of you. But at this point, you've probably gotten to about probably about there where Svenja's standing as you're kind of making your way away from the hole. But as you whip this rope forward, you will feel all the tension release as the rest of you are going to see a massive figure just come flying out of the hole, basically like leaping into the air as uh, at least the pose that it's striking. But you'll see that this thing is easily like 30-40 feet tall, and its skin looks tough as stone. It is bellowing in rage as it sees the Goliath and their equipment, and you see a stone giant uh, mid-air above this hole as the rest of these Goliaths start throwing their nets and all of their contraptions. Can you see him on the map?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Hard to
sorry,
miss.
it was just lagged out for me. Yeah, but at this point, they're all starting to throw the traps to hopefully wrap it up in these nets, which it does start like entangling it. Is anyone doing anything, particularly you, Katya, as you this is what you pulled up, but it is still your test here.
Can she try throw a javelin at it to distract it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make an attack with the javelin.
I don't know if a 16 hits.
A 16 does not, as it just sort of glances off this stony skin and goes clattering into the hole below. But Svenja, What are you shouting there from the sideline? You are muted, Svenja.
Must check languages quickly. I'm sure she can speak giant. Yes, she can. So she will shout in giant at this giant that he must be a small, puny runt of the litter if a single Goliath girl can pull him out of his hole. So she's like insulting his strength and size and pretending that he's like a baby giant.
Hear a roar of laughter coming from the other Goliaths as they all like let out a cheer, and they seem to be loving this. Like they all seem to be having a load of fun. But when you say that they're just killing themselves laughing, you can target him and roll the damage, and it should prompt me for a save.
Let me just get my map back into place.
That's cool. I can just do a normal with
There we go. Got him. Target damage. Normal.
Oh yeah, that must really hurt if he's egomaniacal.
Is that his random name?
Double damage.
yeah. Yeah, he's just been caught by a large piece of cheese, and now he's getting taunted by a puny little human. Uh, this is not a good day, as you just see him like thrashing now as these nets start to wrap around him. But the javelin may have been enough to distract him, as he's now looking at you, Katya and Svenja, up there, and he's just got this look of like anger, but also you see there's a tear welling up in one eye, as the rest of them pull the ropes taut, and you see him get like caught there in the nets as he drops back low and is now sort of hanging suspended and restrained in the middle of that hole. As this is happening, the rest of you guys still just watching from up there?
We were told not to interrupt.
Yeah, I mean, just
I'm not interrupting.
bear in mind that's the characters telling you that, not the DM. You're free to do whatever the hell you want, but
I know.
yeah, they do seem to be trying to dissuade you from getting involved. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you want to help the giant as well. I don't know what you guys are into. But yeah, at this point, actually, we're going to roll for initiative, as this giant does not seem to be giving. And yeah, Katya and Svenja, you can both roll initiative. If the rest of you want to get involved, you can as well. Otherwise, you can stay out of it for now. Svenja, are you going to join the initiative, or?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I am rolling, but it says no combat encounter.
There is a
Should be there
combat.
now.
You can add yourself back by doing this stuff.
Yeah, there should be a prompt there in the combat encounter now.
Okay, let's see if it allows me to do
Yeah, there we go.
an advantage thing.
That's cool. It is in there.
Oh, okay, my system clearly is lagging badly.
That's cool. You and Katya both got 19s. So Svenja, you are actually going to be up first there.
Okay, so she would sort of just Um, just ask Katya, does this count as helping? I don't want to break your trial.
Does it count as like is she allowed to help at this point?
So yeah, at this point, um, the rest of them are definitely helping you. As far as you're concerned, it's basically caught. Though it does not look like those nets are going to hold it. It looks like this thing is bigger than you expected, and likely able to break out of the restraints you've prepared. But everyone is celebrating a bit like it's already done, and it's more a point of pride than like it depends how close you want to stick to the rules. But yeah, technically probably shouldn't get help from an outsider, but it's a big ass giant, you might need it.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's see if this works. So Sonia is going to, I guess, call out to the giant. Let's make it a little bit lighter where you are and cast a fairy fire on him. Let's see if that works. And so, how do I get you to do the saving throw? There we go.
It popped up.
Cool.
Oh, he actually should have had disadvantage.
Yeah, crud. Okay, so he's not easy, nice and shiny.
12 actually. Yeah, sorry, that messed up. So yeah, 12 fails. What we yeah, very fine.
Yeah, so any attack roll against him has advantage if the attacker can see it, and he can't benefit from being invisible. So what color shall we make him? Make him light blue in on Katya. So it's got like this nice shiny blue glow now.
Oh, nice.
Go Shepard, do your thing.
I'm not having Shepard tangle above a
Ah,
gaping pit.
rocks. Think rocks.
Okay, gaping pits of rocks and fucking giants.
Okay, that's my turn. Nightwing is not going to do anything right now.
Okay, Katya, you're up.
Okay. So right now he's kind of just caught in the air, kind of thing.
Yeah, he's restrained mid-air and is currently glowing and trying to get out.
Katya will charge forward. Oof. That's not quite enough to reach, I think. Mm,
Yeah, I mean you were at the edge. That was meant to just be your movement, so you should be able to get back to where you were.
okay.
I think maybe it was just slightly up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you an extra 5 feet there because I think I moved you further than I meant to.
Okay, so I don't think he's within melee range right now.
It's just out of it,
Okay.
unless you've got reach or something.
No. So she will throw a hand axe this turn.
It's a hit to remember the target, but
Yes.
it looked like the NDP. You did have advantage if you want to crit fish, but
Let's sure, why not?
later, but also the advantage gives you the higher damage.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, I think that'll be our turn.
Okay, Gorm, it looks like you might be
Oh wait,
healing.
because I'm raging, I also get an extra 2 damage, I think.
That's so.
Yeah.
Melee attack.
Oh yes, melee.
Cool. New barbarian.
Yeah, I've never played one.
That is cool. I've only just gotten that rule cemented in my brain anyway. So Gorm, it is your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, how did it look like when Svenja like interfered and casted a spell on him? Did they react?
They seem to be cheering. I mean, especially the vicious mockery. It seemed like they were making fun, but they seem to be all cheering like they've already caught it. Svenja and the Goliath woman seem to be the only people actually like trying to slow it down or noticing that it's about to break out. But you can also see that quite clearly from where all of you guys are.
Unfortunately, I'm just 5 feet away from what I wanted to do, so use my action to dash and end my turn here.
I mean, you guys weren't doing anything before this. I'll happily give you an extra 5 feet.
Yeah, it kind of. If I have the extra 5 feet, I will. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. Now I'm in range. I'll pull out my rusty fishing rod. Yeah, bet you didn't think that's gonna happen.
Nope.
Oh, giant fishing.
know what?
Looks
You're
fun. I'm
right.
getting in on this.
One's enough for now.
I think because
Colin wants to take one home with him.
I think because I placed it in equipment and on weapons, I can't attack with it.
You usually attack with it.
It has an attack. I can perform a special attack with it. Let's see if it works this way.
Yeah, if it's unless it comes up as a weapon, then you can just roll
Okay.
that separately.
I'll just make a normal attack.
Oh yeah,
With a Kraken's whip. I'll whip him.
Is that
crap? 5d6 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, it won't grapple him because he's too big, I think. But it will smack him.
Yeah, I mean he is already grappled by the other things, so yeah.
It's 17
unfortunately,
to hit.
17 just hits.
Cool.
Sorry, just tell me what happened there.
Yeah, it's an action. I'm holding the fishing rod in both hands and just like bring it up and towards him, but instead of a line, it turns into a tentacle and just slaps him.
Yeah, he does not seem to know what the hell just hit him there. And how much damage was that?
15.
Total? Okay. Yeah, you sort of slap him and make him even angrier, but yeah, it doesn't seem to react to the pain of it. I will say you've got a hold of these nets as well. You are helping helping keep him restrained.
Yeah, I have +10 to fishing checks with it. Although it's not a fish, but that's my turn.
I mean, honestly, in this specific scenario, I'll say it counts.
Yeah, but let's see
Like,
if I need to use it. But that's me.
yeah, I'm not sure how that mechanic's gonna come up.
I think it's accidentally skipped. Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah. Okay, so, but yeah. Okay, so it is the Goliaths first, as they're going to try and tighten the restraints here, as they realize they kind of see you running in there, and as they're about to stop you, they realize why you're getting involved. Or yeah, actually, I'm gonna give this guy an insight because he might take offense.
Oh no.
Okay, so Gorm, as he sees you run in and slap this thing with the tentacle, he's going to turn to you and say, "Oi, what are you doing here?" And he's going to try and like just tackle you to the ground.
He said it in giant because I have no idea what he's saying. If he's in
Yeah,
giant,
so he just roars at you in giant and then tackles you to the ground. Seems to think you're helping the giant.
I I think maybe it's time to get involved.
am I supposed to make? Oh, he's trying to touch me. Okay.
Oh my god, why does it keep moving my camera back to the wrong place? Yeah, so he sort of tries to grab at you, but he's just got a hold of your armor here. The rest of them are going to try and just keep this thing restrained.
I'll just yell at him in common. It's escaping. I'm trying to stop it. So I'm just wrestling him.
Does Yeoman see this?
Yeah, quite clearly.
Yeah.
They also, I will say, because of the rain, it is quite muddy in this crater by this point. It is like getting a bit slippery there where you're standing, and as you're wrestling, it's like hard to actually keep your balance here right on the edge. Um, However, they are managing to pull these restraints and keep the thing airborne.
Yeah, I'll just scream over in giant to that Goliath with Gorm. He's trying to further restrain the giant.
Okay, you can give me a perception check. Oh,
Perception.
I mean, sorry, persuasion.
Persuasion.
This could be fun.
Okay, yeah, you'll see him like raising a hand up, about to and punch him, and he looks up at you, and then looks back at Gorm. He seems very confused. Um, but in giant, he goes, "Help us!" Oh, and he just seems a bit flustered. As you see the giant strain against these and meets it, beats it. So he just manages, like, with all his strength. You see that bulge of the muscles through the rope before the ropes begin to snap, and he like swings along on the net to the side of the one canyon and starts. He just sort of grabs the side where you are standing there, um, Katya, and he's going to wrench himself up there as he tries to grab at you as well. He'll sort of smash down at you as he.
That is at disadvantage because of the vicious mockery still.
that is still a hit. What?
Yeah.
Oh, an 18. Just hit. Oh, but you
Huh.
are raging. Let me apply that.
Oh yeah, forgot I'm like resistant to everything.
No, not everything.
Everything except psychic.
Already.
She's
That's
bear
bad.
totem.
Bear totem.
Oh. So yeah, you only that reduces it to 10 there that has been applied, but it is going to use the rest of its turn to climb up there. Oh, actually, yeah. Okay, so yes, Svenja, you see this giant just leaping up out of the hole, and he seems to be. He takes one swing at Katya as he goes, but he seems to be trying to get away. And it takes us to the top of the round with Svenja.
He's trying to escape.
Yeah, he is definitely trying to escape. And just before we continue, Mikhail, it looks like everyone else is about to get involved. Do you want to roll for initiative as well?
You are muted.
Oh, you may.
My bad. Let me see. Do I have anything that could help restrain it? No, I did not prepare anything.
Well, you can see there are a bunch of these contraptions and things that they have already got to restrain it. That they seem to have failed once, but you may be able to help them there somehow. I don't know.
Oh fuck it! I don't speak giant, but I may as well. Not alive, sorry.
You speak violence. I think they understand it.
So Svenja, you will be up first.
Okay, so she's still borderline, not sure if she's allowed to. But okay, so she's going to. Do I want it to run up? It's running towards Svenja at the moment, is it?
Yeah, it looks like it's trying to run past you, but out of the crater.
Okay.
You're kind of at the almost at the top level there.
This might be a little bit chancy, but she's going to move a little bit closer to that side. Yeah, we can get a better selection on this character thing. Just so that she's in front of the giant essentially now, and is going to cast just whispering at him. Look at you glowing. You're going to die today. Dissonant whispers. Wait, why don't I have that? Cannot be true. And oh, there you go.
Is it just a normal?
Just normal, yeah.
It is a fail.
Nice. So it takes the damage, and it is immediately uses its reaction if speed allows away from. So hopefully staying inside of the pit. That's why she moved that way, so that it kind of can't move towards me. Hopefully. That's kind of the idea.
So does it?
Loading it
Is
up.
this the one? Sorry, is this the one that makes it use its reaction to move the other way?
Correct, yes. But it won't go into a dangerous area, into the pit, but yeah, move that kind of way.
Yeah, so you will see it as it's kind of like starting to run up the side of this thing. You just come up face to face as it's running directly at you, and as you whisper in that, you see this look of terror on its face as you see it turn and just leap in the opposite direction, like trying to jump across this whole gap, like reaching out for the other side of the hole, as he's currently just got 1 foot pushing off, but um yeah, that is his reaction spent as well.
Does Katya get an attack of opportunity as it runs past her?
Yeah, actually, it just moves far enough to provoke one from you, Katya.
Ooh. Opportunity attack.
Yep.
Nice.
And we'll also point out this thing has got a hitbox that this token's a bit of a weird shape, so you can attack in the hitbox, wherever.
I wonder why I did that at advantage automatically. Did it?
Fairy fire.
Very fine.
Oh, okay.
So, okay, in Svenja's head, technically she's not actually fighting him yet, so she's just helping a little bit. (13 slashing damage).
Okay, yeah, you put him as he tries to run in the opposite direction, and you're going to hear him bellowing out in fear. He says, "No, I won't fight for Rod. I won't." But is that going to be your turn, Svenja?
That is my turn, yes. Wait, what did he shout? I won't fight for?
Odd.
Ooh,
Katya.
interesting.
Um.
Okay, just don't press next turn. Just I will press it for us because otherwise we double turn every time.
Okay. She is gonna move forward. And bunk with Great Axe.
I'll allow as you kind of putting the hand there if you want to try and like stay attached to him, assuming this hits. You can also make an athletics check to try and basically mount the giant.
I'm trying to figure out why it gave me a 9 at advantage because 2 was the lower roll.
I don't. What are you?
They
How are you
rolled
rolling?
twice.
Are you rolling through D&D Beyond?
Yeah.
I
Maybe I should
don't know.
just.
It's not showing the map properly.
Okay. So the first one was the opportunity attack. This one that I just rolled the 9 was for this attack.
Yeah, that is only showing up one dice there. The 2.
Okay. I don't know what's going on now. Let me just roll from my character sheet here.
Shit, button.
I realize I don't know how to just use the melee attacks in Forge.
Just press the. If you go to the weapon, then there'll be like
Okay.
little dice over it. Then it'll post the weapon to the chat, and you'll get a option to attack or damage. But just
Okay.
hover your mouse over and press T to target. I'm sure you know
I think
that.
it is
Yep.
targeted.
Yep, it's targeted. Yeah, hit the roll the damage. It'll auto apply.
Nice. And it also automatically added the +2. Nice.
Simplifies things a lot.
Awesome. And I think yeah, she'll make that athletics check to hang on.
Cool.
Let's hope that's a 2.
Okay, so
Oh, you have
unfortunately not.
advantage.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay, so with that, yeah, 20 is enough as you kind of just cleave down into his hand and he pulls you off of the ground with him, but you are now, riding the giant.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that'll be our turn.
Okay, you're not on his head though. Come on. Okay, Camilla, you see Katya jumping up onto this giant. What are you doing there as this thing seems to be trying to escape?
Get a little bit further. Have a plan. Requires little DM yet. Or rather, requires that I can use bonus action. Put rope, an arrow.
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Fuck that one. Then
Well, let's say you can make a sleight of hand or survival to see how well this rope arrow is going to work. Because, I mean, realistically, rope arrows are a terrible idea. But yeah,
that
absolutely.
is a terror.
Are you on your laptop?
Okay, so yeah, you're not sure how sturdy it is, but you have definitely got an arrow attached. I will say though, if you're going to try and fire this arrow, you'll have disadvantage. But it depends. I don't know what you're trying to do with it. It might not be an attack.
You know what? Right. Yeah. Verifier, it can. Advantage.
Yeah. Oh, but what is it that you're trying to do here exactly?
My idea? It would be horrible. Trying to see arrow to stick. Rope. Wing the next turn. Walks.
Okay.
That is basically the plan. But it's
Okay. Yeah, no, that misses to actually damage him, but that's why I was asking, because it may still be able to wrap around him. So I will say, just for the cinematic advantage, you can roll that attack one more time. If it misses, it misses. You can just click the attack button again. I think it's still there.
oh yeah, it is.
Exactly the same. All right.
What the fuck?
Well, the dice gods will it as you kind of launch this arrow over the giant, and there is currently, I mean, at this point in the initiative, the arrow is over the giant with this rope attached to it, but you've missed the actual giant itself, and yeah, unless someone else can grab that arrow or someone can tie it to the giant or something, uh, it doesn't look like it's going to stick. Is there anything else you'd like to try? movement or anything?
Nah.
Okay, Yeoman.
Yeah, seeing this, Yeoman's just kind of gonna HUD go away. Uh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, Yeoman's gonna give a good kick to the horse's rear, or whatever the rider's supposed to do to get it going, and it's gonna just take off. Giant intercept the giant. Action to dash. And Shepard will keep up. For my own bonus action, I'll do this. And that's my turn.
Okay. Yeah, nice. Activating the rune as we go on to go.
Yes, I'll go here. And he's within smacking distance. So I smack him again. That's an 18 to hit.
Okay, why?
I have
Why is it-
advantage. Verifier. I don't have
Oh,
a way
it's just
to
adding
identify
them together. I
properly.
see.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, an 18 hits.
for a whopping 16 bludgeoning.
Okay. Yeah, you see it is starting to take some little scuff marks there.
That's me.
Miguel.
All right. So you said there were some contraptions around.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like equipment, wood, pulleys, ropes, all kinds of things lying around, and nets. But what they've deployed seems to have failed. There seems to be some other things around, though. You can kind of use your imagination to see what you want to try to do.
Right, so first things first, I'm gonna unmount from my horse. Is that taking action or is that a free action?
No, I'll give that to you as a free action.
Alright, and then I suppose what I could do. Yeah, I'm gonna find some rope or look for some rope on the ground, and I'll steal Camilla's idea and use my crossbow to shoot a arrow with a rope tied to it into the giant.
Okay, yeah. Also a sleight of hand to see how well you are able to attach rope to the arrow, unless you've got a specific like law proficiency. Okay, 15. That seems well attached. Yeah, so you won't have disadvantage on your attack. You'll actually get the advantage from 35.
Oh, advantage, nice. Okay. So, and that was advantage to attack.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, okay, that misses.
Yeah, again, another one of these bolts sort of sails over. There are now like kind of crossing paths. These two ropes, so yeah, could still be useful as they're kind of over the giant. They're probably will like attach to it, but it's got nothing to stick it. Is there anything else you'd like to try?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. In that case, of course, we've done it. Okay, that takes us to the Goliaths, who again, they're going to continue trying to restrain this thing with what they can. Okay, so yeah, you see them pulling on what is left of the nets, but there's basically nothing. But they are sort of trying to pull them up to trip it as it's making its way. It's like trying to catch onto the other ledge. But they are still not wanting to get too involved. You are going to see, however, Yormund, one of these Goliaths jump up onto the rock next to you and seems to be watching from above. As yeah, it seems to be running in their direction, and there seems to be a smaller group. But that takes us to the giant, who is going to keep moving. And yeah, with Katja holding onto his arm, he is running, and yeah, actually, because he's going this direction, he's going to attack one of the Goliaths, who you see is one of the higher authorities, like the personal guard. Okay, yeah, you get a sickening crunch as it slams down on him. He is also then, as he's running, he kind of slams down um, with the great club, and you're just hanging onto his arm there, Katya. But then he's going to grab a rock and just like throw it wildly behind him. So he's going to throw it with a disadvantage, but it's going up towards you, Svenja, that he is running from because of the dissonant whisper. If Foundry would catch.
She's going to use cutting words to see if make it miss. And so I say, or d6. So take 4 off the attack roll. Cutting words.
It was a 17 to hit, so I think that turns it into a miss.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, you will. What does it look like as you get this boulder not to land on you as it flings it back at?
No. So as she sees a rock coming, she just sort of, coward, face me, run, baby, and
Right, that takes us to your turn as the boulder goes wide.
so can she hold her action until just after the Goliath's turn? So basically, hold her action to go just before it's the giant's turn again. Or do I have to take it now?
Don't quite understand what you mean. Before the giant or the Goliath?
No, so I want to. Okay, let me tell you what I want to do. I want to cast another spell that requires concentration, which means the fairy fire is going to drop. But if I can hold that spell until after the Goliaths had their attack, and then cast it, in other words, I delay my turn in the order until just before the giant goes.
I'd say you could ready a spell and then like use it as the end of Mikil's turn as the trigger, yeah. But that will
Okay.
use your reaction to do that.
Okay, let's do that. And what I would want to do is jump onto Nightwing's back and fly across towards the giant.
Okay.
I don't know why Nightwing has a. Okay. See if we can both move. Oops, it's not moving both of us. I'm still not getting it to mount. Okay, but then she's going to hold the spell. She's preparing Phantasmal Force, and she's going to hold the spell until the end of Mikkel's turn. Okay, that's me.
Cool. Oh wait, sorry. Are you on Nightwing's back?
Yes, please.
Okay. Cool. Katia on the giant's arm. And you will also see these two ropes sort of sailing over you and like crisscrossing over the giant with as these arrows go past. But those ropes look like they might be usable. Other than that, what are you doing?
I'm kind of wondering if I can do something like can I try actually with the ropes it might be a good idea to try and like tie them around his legs if that's possible. If not, she'll just try and attack his leg to cripple him.
So you're currently up on his arm, so his legs are like 20 feet away from you
Yeah,
at
she'd
the
have
top of
to
his thigh. But
try
you,
and
I mean, you can try to do some crazy acrobatic stuff. Yeah, you can find Star Wars AT-AT or whatever they call it. I don't know
Yeah.
how you're going to do that though.
Actually,
You may have to Tarzan.
where are the ropes? Like, cause, no, that
They're
wouldn't work.
mid-air, so you can, I mean, interpret however you like. Something cool.
So I'm thinking, like, is one kind of low enough that she can kind of just like hang off it and just swing?
Well, they're not attached to anything other than the
Okay.
bows that they've just been fired from. So, yeah, you can, if you're trying to like hook it around the giant first, then yeah, well, quite possibly.
Let's try that. Let's try that. What do I need
Yeah,
to
it's
roll
still going to
for
be.
that?
So, acrobatics or athletic.
Okay, let's go athletics. Wait, it's a strength thing for me.
Yeah.
This game doesn't like me.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, you're only level 4, so 13 is actually it's enough to not go break your neck immediately. You're swinging on the rope, but it is not easy. So what are you trying to do as you? I mean, I'll allow this is just your like part of your movement. You're kind of mounted to this thing. You're just moving around the giant. So what are you going to do with the rest of your turn?
So at what level would the rope be? Like, would it be like near his shoulders or near his waist or?
Yeah, so I imagine it's like either tied up around his neck and shoulders, or uh, like you've got that one rope tangled up. But are you trying to grab just the one or both of them?
Let's try both.
Okay, so Mikkel and Camilla, you will see that although you missed initially, you'll see Katya grab both of those ropes and now start sort of attaching them to the giant as she goes swinging over the other side, getting it entangled. So yeah, it's the ropes are kind of, there's also ropes and netting and stuff stuck to him, so you can climb around pretty freely at this point, Katya, with that success.
Okay. She'll kind of climb down to his waist. And just take a slash at his thigh. Gonna try and hopefully cripple, like hurt his leg enough that his movement is at least slowed a bit.
Oh yeah, go for it. Yeah, I mean, you do know that he is a stone giant, and this is quite a tough thing to break through, but you've got the strength.
Nice. And damage. Ooh. Nice.
Okay, yeah, you just cleave into the leg, but it's like chipping away at stone. Seems like you're gonna have to go a lot further to actually slow this thing down, but it is like you are hampering its movement a little bit by just being there.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a 10.
Okay, Camilla, you've got the rope wrapped around, and the giant is now pulling it with it as it runs. It seems like you've got the connection you were looking for.
Perfect. In, off, Fury, and I can somehow angle it so I can swing like. Hmm.
I mean, he's about at the top level now, so like he's extending up 30 feet into the air. There's enough room to literally just swing from the giant itself, but there is also a cliff edge on the one side and a giant hole on the other, like that whole crater. So there's lots of room. You're kind of at the highest level at the moment. So if you jump either side, you've
Now
got
I
to
have an
drop.
idea. Now I have an idea. What I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try grab a hold of the rope, stand up on Fury, off, swing like a pendulum, and just to try and see if. No, that's not. If you get the drift, I think.
Yeah, I see exactly what you're going for. It'll be in acrobatics or athletics, but I'll say Kiri launching you will give you advantage. Okay. So you are launched, and you see this thing as the giant is thrashing. It kind of pulls that rope, and as you're trying to jump to go into this swing, you see it moves and just pulls you into the air, and you are flung 60 feet.
Okay.
So you are holding onto the rope, but you are flung over here, and you are currently over the hole. But you don't manage to get a full swing in. You are currently like Uncharted style, just hanging from this rope as you are being pulled behind the giant. But you are connected to the giant, though if you let go now, you will most definitely fall to your death. So you have still, I mean, you haven't used your movement yet, so you could use that to potentially start climbing the rope. But currently, there's nothing. There is no ground around you. You are, yeah, nothing to push off of.
Well, still better to get close to them. At least if I fall, try to drag that with me.
You can kind of go along the path that you drew there for the rope if you want to use your movement. I mean, knowing your climbing skills at it would be difficult for you to start clambering your way up the rope.
Ah, now I see. Up. Well, at least up is still. Okay.
Yeah, which you do. It's sort of angled around him a little bit, and you get to the end of this wooden club, which is like trying to climb onto a fallen tree. But that, I think, takes us to your.
I want to look for any conveniently dangling like bits of rope that's now hanging loose, that's tied to the giant. Maybe if one of the other Goliaths just let that go.
Yeah, there's a few now, especially with these. Like you've got some of these ropes are attached with the arrows, but there's plenty dangling off of him and netting as well.
Cool. How close would you say I have to get?
It's up his hitbox at least.
Okay. Now dismount. A bonus action to Giant Smite. And I think because I think that should put me in range, hopefully.
Yeah. So the Goliath like on the rock next to you seems to be scowling at you as you run up like you're about to interfere, but then as you start turning giant yourself, he starts changing his mind.
Yep. And then I'm just straight up gonna put it to a check. I just, as hard as I can, I'm gonna pull back on any rope I can catch, just to sort of anchor him.
Okay, so you're not trying to climb onto him, you're trying to like just grab him and slow him
Yeah.
down. Okay, yeah, you can make an athletics check there. But this one will be contested.
More than happy to do that.
Oh, for a second there, I thought I got a nat 20 as well. But yeah, with that, you see this giant pulls, but as you gain your giant strength, what does it look like as you start, like you kind of hold it in place? It will start pulling you across the mud as well, but um, you are managing to slow it down somewhat.
Yeah, Yorman just like whips the rope at him and then just turns around and just over his back, like pulling a cart,
Yeah, and as you pull it, you'll see one of the giant's legs like slip out from under it as it's pulled towards you, and it kind of falls just like onto its thigh as Katya, you are splashed with mud, but it's trying to climb and keep running, but Jormund is definitely pulling it off balance. Is there anything else you want to try?
Want to try? Not really, but I'm just gonna have Shepherd come up and another 3. Alright. Yep, that's my turn.
Then also, Pamela, was that everything on your turn? Sorry, I feel like I may have missed them.
No, I think that is all because that, as I can calculate, I've used much everything I could.
Yeah. Also,
Wait, is Carmilla now attached to the giant's club?
yeah, she's attached to a rope that's sort of tangled around it and has climbed up the club.
Shit.
But she's technically still just on the rope that's tangled around the giant. So it's up to
Okay.
her if she wants to climb onto the club or not. But she's right next. But well,
Yeah, I'll do the same thing. That's an 18 to hit. Not an 18, and 24.
yeah, that is.
Oh, 26 damage. And that's me.
So how far away am I? 140 feet, I can move. 30. What's the range of that? Oh, god damn it. Oh well. Right. This turn I'm simply gonna take the dash action. And just move 60 feet. Because I had an idea, but I'm too far away. I am gonna bring the rope with me as well. Like try and keep it taut as I'm moving forward.
Yeah. Keep reading it in.
Yes, that'll just be my turn.
You've also got a sort of similar situation if you're going for a swing that Kamala had, but just up the top.
See, I was thinking because the Cloak of Arachnida that I'm currently wearing has the web spell on it. So I was thinking of using that, but that's range is only 60 feet, so I want to get closer.
Oh yeah, that could be good. Cool. So is that your turn then?
Yes.
Okay. The Goliaths are going to all sort of start chasing as the best they can, also trying to grab ropes and trying to stop it from leaping over the edge here. As you see a couple of these guys down at the bottom, they start turning to help, but you'll hear the guy on the rock busy shouting in giant, no, this could be interesting. Let's see what they can do. As the one guy here at the bottom, he just waves for them to take a step back. The one guy is in the direct path of the giant, so he is going to try and make an attack. Oh, okay. Yeah, you just see him scrambling with a nat one there. He lifts his shield over him, but he's just like swinging with his axe wildly and missing, trying desperately to defend himself. The rest of them are going to grab onto the ropes. Try and help you there, Yorman.
So I would like to do my spell just before the giant goes.
Yeah, that will trigger. Okay, 17. So yeah, then it will go to your spell now, Sven.
Okay, so what she wants to do is almost, she will shout out in giant, Thor, son of Odin, nice to see you. And then use phantasmal force to create in the giant's mind the idea that his club has morphed into Thor, and he's now holding Thor by the front of Thor's shirt, and Thor is hitting the shit out of him with Mjolnir. And the idea would then be that he tries to drop the hammer.
All right, yeah. The past that targeting, is it a wisdom?
Yes. Why did it not cast the spell? Try again. Oh, there you go. Standard roll. Cast spell. So DC 15 intelligence saving throw. Oh, I need to roll damage first.
Want to roll like a nat 20 for 17.
Yes. Okay, so as
14 is
far as Giant is concerned, he is holding the God of Thunder in his hand, and the God of Thunder is hitting him.
Wait, is this dude smarter than me?
This is not good news.
okay.
No,
So yeah, he believes that his club is actually he's picked up Thor at some point, taking him onto his turn. As yeah, he takes that that psychic damage and just turns to look at his hand, and yeah, he's gonna drop the club for sure. As Camilla, you're just sort of grabbing onto it, and then it starts to fall down to the hole as well. You're still attached to the giant by the rope, but this thing is falling. You may be able to run on it mid-air if you're badass enough, but it is about to fall into the hole as he's like pulling his hand away as though something bit it, and then he's going to try and grab Katya and use fling. As the giant tries to throw a small or medium creature. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please, Katya.
You have advantage.
Oh, nice. Let's see. Oh,
Do you still have bardic inspiration or anything?
I don't think so. I think.
Okay, then unfortunately, that is just not enough. This is a proper big ass giant. As he grabs you and, looking afraid, throws you a Thor, and you are flung 60 feet in the direction of its choice, and you will land prone, taking damage for every 10. So he is going to throw you. Where's that? Okay, so he's gonna throw you, and Pamela, I need you to also please make a deck saving throw as you see Katya being hurled towards you by this giant. Camilla?
Oh no.
Every time. Camilla, are you there? Danny?
Didn't say anything about leaving.
Hmm.
Oh man, that's weird, Danny. Okay, roll for that. Okay, a 13. So Katya, you smash into Camilla for a moment. She manages to hang on, but with that 16, you also manage to hang on to the same rope that she's on.
Okay, at least.
So you are actually only over there, as the two of you are now dangling from the same piece of rope as um, the club falls beneath you and is like it, yeah, it's sort of mid-air at this point at the end of this turn. But that is the giant. Is that all you can do?
Do I take any damage from the flying?
No, because you don't impact anything other than
Okay.
Camilla. So yeah, you would be knocked prone and stuff, but you don't actually land. So uh,
Nice.
actually,
Okay, so guys, we're gonna have to switch the generator off and go onto laptop mode. So our Foundry responses might suck for the next episode, but I'll be right back.
Same here.
that's cool. Yeah, because the giant is sort of because he's being held back by Yormund and them. He doesn't actually manage to get that far, but you see him getting closer to the cliff edge. As did Krista just leave? Of course, it's their turns next.
Take a quick break.
Yeah, take a quick break, and then we'll come back at the top of the round.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just realized that if the giant chakra.
What?
Yeah, okay, that system doesn't work. Actually, this giant is supposed to have less hit points. He's actually badly injured,
Fantastic.
guys. Whoops. My bad. I wondered why it wasn't showing the damage in the beginning there, like the little numbers.
Yeah. Katya and Carmilla currently just holding onto the rope together.
Yeah, they're both hanging off the same rope.
Okay.
Are you back, Krista?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, cool. Is everyone else back?
I think Kate is just quickly sorting out lights.
Yeah, just getting my laptop set up, and then we're good.
Shit. Okay, so it is he's badly injured now.
Yeah, sorry, I actually messed up the hit points. He had 50 more than he was supposed to. But yeah, so he is badly injured at this point.
Okay, are we? What is Svenja's view around? Have we crossed the boundaries of not helping Katja?
I mean, it seems like it. Katya and Camilla are currently hanging off of one rope, dangling from the giant, and you can see Mikil and Yormund have both got ropes attached to it that they're trying to pull over. You've seen that the Goliaths don't seem that concerned about it, though. They seem to be watching it like it's entertainment.
Okay, well, let's see. We're going to screw this up or not.
They're also pulling on the rope, by the way. They're also trying to restrain it, so they are also putting in some help.
What can we do to help restrain it? Sorry, Foundry is incredibly slow. I think Nightwing is within 60 feet of the giant. So what I would like to do is that she would like to fly in with Nightwing and do one of these sort of what that special attack is, the plunge attack, and try and knock the giant down with that dive bomb thing. So wow, super slow. So it's a melee attack roll. Do I still have one of those? Yes, I have one dive bomb. Cool. So that's what we are going to do.
Okay.
And let me just open my character sheet again on the laptop so that we can get a weapon attack out. So she's gonna basically, as her and Nightwing dive bomb in together, try and bash the giant with the back of the rapier. So we're going for non-lethal damage. And let's do a standard roll. Do I get flanking? Because we're all around.
No, there's no one on the opposite side of you.
Okay.
Isn't Fairy Fire still up?
No, oh, Fairy Fire is off because of the Phantasmal Force. Let's just see if the gods of dice are playing with us cinematically nicely here. Oh, I guess I need to target the giant first.
I think it might have just lagged. I saw a 17 on the dice. That's definitely a hit.
Same here.
Okay, so that would then be.
Oh, there we go. It was 22 to hit.
Come, Nightwing. Nightwing flew 60 feet, I think.
Yeah.
So we're getting there slowly but surely. 1d6 plus 2, so this will be 6d6 plus 12 bludgeoning damage. And also a damage roll on that one. So 32 points of bludgeoning damage as Nightwing slams into the back of it, and the hilt of the rapier will give. I didn't see that roll. 15 points of piercing plus fire damage combined.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, you don't manage to knock it out, but you definitely nearly knock it over.
Okay, so the one last thing I want to quickly check with Dive Bomb is.
I think you do knock it over, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It's on the claw swipe that.
No, also, well, I mean, with the amount of hit points it has left, I'll say you sort of knock it off balance enough that the others that are pulling the rope do kind of pull it prone there.
Excellent. Mission accomplished. And no one's actually badly hurt right now, right? I'm out of spell slots anyway, so.
Yeah, maybe Katya.
Yeah, not too badly.
As it's falling, both of you are like whipped up into the air. You're just getting pulled along for the ride.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. Katya. Okay, so Katya, you and Kamala are getting flicked up into the air, being pulled in towards the giant through the air. That you are flying down towards it, and it is prone.
Is it possible to kind of try and like?
You'll be whipped 60 feet, so I'll say you've got 60 feet of movement.
Shit. She could get there, but she couldn't attack.
What? No, I mean you're being thrown 60 feet.
Oh,
I'll just
okay.
allow you to sort of control the direction you're going.
She'll kind of like aim to land on it if she can.
Yeah, something enough.
And if that's successful, then she'll do a non-lethal great axe attack. Try and knock it out.
That is a hit.
Awesome. And then it looks... I didn't do it from... Yeah, so that will be 10 damage.
Including rage?
Yeah.
Okay, you've brought it down to 5 hit points here. But you are standing on top of it. It's like underneath. You've just tried to knock it out, and it's lying there. It's being held down by these ropes, and you're standing above it. Is there anything else you want to try and do?
I don't know. I think she'll just kind of ask everyone to just try and capture it, secure the ropes and nets.
Okay, as you start sort of shouting some orders to the other Goliaths and these people around you, you can give me an intimidation check, please.
Okay.
Okay, well, they'll do a minute. Yeah, he's still like trying to get away as the Goliaths are coming in and trying to hold him down as best they can. Is that going to be your turn?
Yes.
Okay, Camilla, you are likewise thrown 60 feet in, like towards the giant. So, but you can control the direction of that.
So wait a second. Plan is to capture it.
But she's busy shouting. Yeah.
Yep, that was what the Goliath said. We're trying to catch it. Shame the poor giant, he doesn't want to go and fight for all. Terrible. We're enslaving.
Oh, I have the perfect idea. Fling. I'm basically like, coming in there, just there, and using the back of the what's called swords. Basically hit it in the temple.
Yeah. I mean, you and Katya are being pulled in here at the same time, so you're both sort of crashing into it together as Katya is shouting this command just as she's trying to get up. You smash into it. Let's see. Make your attack. It's prone. Yeah. Sits.
Yes.
Okay, and with that, it's not actually dead, but it is not unconscious. Yeah, so with that, as Katya and Carmilla go crashing down onto it, what does it look like, Carmilla, as you kind of knock it out with that final blow?
I just look down at it and it's like, what do? All that's
That brought out of combat. You see one of the Goliaths standing at the top of at the hill, just sort of lift a hand to his face and like pinch the bridge of his nose as he just looks down and like shakes his head. But the rest of them are all going to start letting out cheers as some of them rush in to try and secure the giant just in case it tries to get back up again.
Okay, so Senya would be looking a little bit worried. Yeah, it's like shaking his head and pinching his nose, and you just sort of point to a rapier and say, "See, look, no blood. Help at all."
Yeah, Katya kind of hopes that Carmilla taking the kill doesn't mean that she failed her trial. Or like the finishing blow.
Yeah, you can give me an inside check as you look up. You see um, one of the. No, he's not the chief, but he's like one of the lieutenants. Yeah, he seems pissed. You may have just failed your trial because of that.
She gives a glare to Carmilla. She worked hard to get that giant out with the fishing rod.
Yeah, Yorman just like steadying himself after that entire ordeal, just sees Carmilla and like says, "You really gotta know your place sometimes."
So, okay, I think what Svenja's going to do is she's going to, full of confidence, just turn to the lieutenant or the most senior giant within, sorry, Goliath within reach and say, "So, how do you celebrate that she's completed her trial? Let's do that." So she's now we need to. So she's conveying with absolute sincerity, and in fact, I might just use that convey intention cantrip here. That the party has not interfered and Katya has passed her trial. Where is my book? Okay, so she's going to. Oh, it's actually just kind of a whispering thing. She will do the little bit of the and just convey intention that we did not help and Katya actually did all of it.
You can make a persuasion check and using that.
Okay, so attributes persuasion is let's see if it actually pops up for a roll. Normal.
You see this guy like pinching the bridge of his nose as he looks up towards you on the hippogriff, just with this like death stare, and he says, "This is not your place, Mordian." And as he kind of looks down at Katya and he says, "Who are these people, Katya? Are they friends of yours? You know you're not supposed to bring in help."
Strangers.
She shakes her head and says, "No, I don't know who they are."
Guy up on the rock that was there next to Yormund, he shouts down and he says, "They were the ones fighting those guys on the bridge earlier. We saw them from up here." And he goes, "Oh, yes, that was you. You like getting yourselves into trouble, don't you?"
It's a tendency.
Yeah, just traveling merchants, miners.
Merchants and miners. Yes, you definitely look like merchants and miners. Well, you know nothing of our customs, so I cannot punish one of our own for the interference of foreigners. Katya, your test was one of strength and of courage, and that I have seen today. the chieftain will be proud. And he like gives a nod as you see a couple of them just start um, like banging the great axes against the ground, but you can only hear their chants over the rain as they start chanting in celebration. It seems like you have passed your test, but maybe a bit of a bittersweet victory there, as yeah, technically they didn't really do anything to help, but you know that they were not of no use.
Mm.
Yeah, so Svenja is going to put on her diplomatic hat and just almost turn to the assembled eyes and say, we didn't mean to interfere. We were concerned that this giant was maybe bigger than you expected and that it would get out and hurt you or other people near here. So that was maybe not a bright, that was maybe a stupid idea for the safety of you and our people.
I
So-
think we should stop giving excuses and say we apologize,
Yep.
but are happy to build good bridges in the future.
Okay, that works for me as well.
I imagine. I mean, like all of this in character, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As the Goliath will be looking down at you, Katya, like to see if you will respond.
She will just nod to him and say, I accept that I've completed the trial, but I cannot see it as a true victory. But more alliances is always good.
He nods slowly as he smiles a little as you say that, and he says, "This is true, and these people have helped you, meaning that you are in debt to them as well." And he looks up at you again on the hippogriff there, Svenja, and he says, "Where are you people from?"
We're from Broderick. You might know, a little bit south from here, I think, geographically. We're actually, one of the reasons we're some giants that have been causing trouble and hurting people. And I don't know if it's one of your friends. He apparently carries the head of their victim. Yeah, we're young adventurers. We're going out finding stuff to do. Getting ready to go on raids. So just honing our craft, demonstrating our bravery in the same way that it looks like you do. So Katya is welcome to come along with us. We have already had fights with dragons and wyverns and trolls. So there's a lot of opportunity for her to prove bravery.
You can give another persuasion check, especially as you say that you've been fighting like dragons and trolls, which, Katya, you would know to be honorable fights in your tribe.
Yeah, would you mind draw? I know it's a +9, but I'm not at the moment in Foundry. It's just not working.
Okay, no worries. Does someone else want to just roll a d20 and we can add +9?
Sure. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't. My luck in this one is bad.
It's just a d20.
Yeah, to be fair, they are also trying to convince you, so we'll go with your mid-roll as he was actually helping there with speaking. What was okay, 15 plus 9. So yeah, that definitely he would look down at you, Katya, and say, oh, dragon and troll fighters, eh? And it seems they've heard of Goliaths as well, as he gives you this like knowing look. Yeah, there are certain Goliaths that they may be looking for as well, but he seems impressed by them, Katya, and yeah, there seems to be an offer for you to join them, as he is now suggesting that you are indebted to them as well.
Yeah, she'll accept her fate. I mean, this would be a good opportunity to go and find the thing. So
And
she
it is
says in Giant, I will go, and on my return, I shall bring back what was taken and redeem myself.
then it is decided. Katya will join you on your hunt, and we will go sell mammoth cheese in Braudavik. When you have returned from your hunt, we will discuss what comes next.
Question. Out of character. Have Goliaths been in Valdovic before? Like just visiting or raiding or in any case?
You may have had some traders, but the half Jotuns that, I mean, they are known as in Mordia, usually are from either from Jotunheim and end up in Nyanem, or they are from Bazir and end up in Green Lights of the East. So seeing them in Elsvater is rare. These Goliaths have clearly come very far, and yeah, it is very rare to see them in the market. You may have seen one or two in your whole life.
I was just asking because I was wondering if there might be some unwanted confusion if a whole party of Goliaths show up to Braudavik and there's maybe a miscommunication and a fight breaks out.
Well, I mean, the last you spoke to the guys that to the other crew, they basically had managed to avoid a group of Goliaths that were hunting mammoth. But yeah, they definitely seemed hostile towards them.
Alright. Well, then I'll just say over to the Goliath here that they should be careful because some of the townspeople have had sketchy experiences with Goliaths, so they might be on edge. If you need someone to speak to, ask for. Fuck, what is my dad's name?
Dad.
Yes, my dad. I forgot my dad's name.
Damn.
Algan Yorman, that's it. I'll just tell him to specifically ask for Algan Yorman, like in common. Just make that noise, they'll get him. He can talk giant.
You'll see the guy actually he thinks for a second. You see him like he almost recognizes the name, but then he just nods and he says, "Yes, we Algun," and you hear him kind of trying to sound it out in common. and yeah, it doesn't sound quite right, but he's close enough.
Cool. All that sorted.
I'm wondering. So Svenja does have parchments and quills, but I'm not sure that would be traveling. Whether we could write a note, assuming that anybody else can read it. So yeah, that might be the best. So Katya, you said something about you will.
You cut out.
You said something about you will find. Return it, or that it has been taken.
Yes. A deserter took our clan's great axe. Bringing it back will bring me great glory.
Cool. Seeing as I feel I owe you, I will help you find it. And it will be fun.
Thank you. It does seem we have fun in the same way, if you found that fun.
Oh, yes. And I mean, her childhood friends will know that go and tell stories and party and sing songs, and she'll spend weeks there getting to know the Jotun or the half Jotun if you don't tear her away.
Yeah. At this point, you'll see the Goliaths have managed to tie up the giant and are now trying to build a kind of makeshift sled to drag it with them. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to be easy to haul it with them, but it seems they've restrained it and are currently trying to build that contraption.
So she will ask the most senior person, what did the giant mean when he said he doesn't want to fight for all? I mean, I know about the cult that's trying to bring end of the world around, but why did you want to catch him in?
Just they gives you a bit of a scowl again, and he says, "That is none of your business, Mordian. Od's oath is for our kind, not for Odin worshippers." And he like gives you a scowl as seems almost offended by saying, "Oh, bringing about the end of the world." He really doesn't seem to like that.
Oh, okay. So clearly we have to work on our relationship. That's why I ask all these questions. I love to hear the stories.
Odd can tell you many stories when Fimbulwinter comes. Your sagas will come much more exciting. And he just gives a chuckle as he walks.
Frosty, that one, giving me the cold shoulder. Huff. Okay, rest of the party. What do you want to do? Mikkel, what do we want to do?
Head to the seer.
Okay.
Unless there is some minerals here that we can get before leaving.
I think we should probably. I am sort of metagaming. I am out of spell slots and pretty much everything. So, but we've only had 2 encounters, so this is probably like lunchtime-ish now.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a long rest.
Yeah, you have is literally for lunchtime. You guys did start
Oh.
pretty early.
Oh, okay.
Fortunately, I don't have a prospect rock spell, but I can roll an intelligence check or investigation.
Yeah, you can
Sorry.
make either investigation or nature.
Can I help Mikhail look around for materials?
Or survival is also
I'm gonna do investigation.
I'll guide.
Advantage.
I'll guide you as well.
yeah.
Cool. What does that do?
From the help.
What does guidance do?
It's D4 to the check you can add.
All right.
Nice.
Oh. Oh. Sheesh.
We got 28 in case it didn't load.
Oh, yeah, you definitely managed to find this when you look down into the bottom of the hole. This is definitely obviously the impact site, but there is like the walls are glittering with these sort of vaguely magical looking crystals, and there is plenty of ore in the rock around here. It seems like this happened a very long time ago, but it has been unmined for too long.
All right. You know what time it is.
We do.
So
Dicky,
that's
dicky
well.
hole.
I don't need rope. I'm just gonna start scaling like vertically, walk down.
Fucking Spider-Man.
That's the plan.
Alright, you have the cape.
Yeah, I have the cape.
Okay, yeah.
Just
You
jumping
start-
in.
Just walk over the edge and down into the.
This is
To the-
heaven for me. Surrounded by rocks.
Okay, so you can use the. Let's see. I think there's one of those tables should work here.
I want them rolling tables.
Oh, the.
Yeah, so
Gathering
you
tables.
you can do the gather materials mountain one. I think might make sense.
either
wait,
mountain or
actually-
cave. Like it's a hole. I don't know.
The
Let's
mountain
try.
one you
Or
actually
underground.
would get ore. But, oh, actually no. Maybe that's stupid. I should just give you this kind of. Trying to see if there's one that seems
There is an
relevant.
underground one. He's technically going like, underground, sort of.
Yeah. So you can roll once on mountain, once on caves as you head down there.
All right.
So yeah, there's lots down here.
Firewood.
Oh.
And then caves. Please. Discarded armor padding. You know what? That's material.
Okay, yeah. So you in the beginning you're just finding some branches and bits of armor padding that were hanging off of said branches, but eventually you will get down to the crystals, and yeah, you can give me one more survival or sleight of hand to try and mine some of the obvious crystals.
Since it is lunch, should I make lunch or?
To be fair, I think we could probably set up camp here for a good little while.
And Yormund, can you please give me a perception check for Shepherd?
Based on sight or smell or hearing?
Smell.
Okay. Shepherd rolls with either advantage or disadvantage on perception checks. No in between.
Yeah.
Perfectly balanced.
Well, You will see Shepard sort of making his way behind this rock. He's sort of sniffing the ground. And yeah, you'll see him like searching for something clearly. And then Mikkel, you are going to be able to mine quite a lot of this with the 24. I'm trying to find the item. Yeah, I may have to add it afterwards because we are is getting to the end of the session. I don't know. It's late for some of you guys.
Well, I got nothing tomorrow, so if it's because of me, we can go on for a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, half an hour at most, but
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know what happened to all the ore. It's all gone. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I will have to add it afterwards. But you can just roll 2d20 for me, the Mikil, and that's how much ore you will be able to gather. And out of these crystals and things, there may be some extra gems, but I will add them outside of the session because they've disappeared apparently.
All right. What D was it?
It's 2d20,
Okay.
but it'll be the
Oh wait,
total.
that was D12s. Hang on, let me try again. I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Okay, I will. Yeah, just leave that roll in there, and I will use that. So it is. Yeah, there's definitely plenty to work with here. Oh, that's why. It's because it's just in the. Didn't actually have a physical item. It's just
Find
in the body over.
300 pounds of adamantine.
Unobtainium.
unobtainium.
You need diamond tools to mine them though, so fuck.
We playing
Gosh.
Minecraft?
No, it's not
He's playing
neither
Minecraft.
rock mate.
I think
Avatar.
I'm at the wrong
It's
sea level if I
Armageddon
want
mate.
diamonds.
That isn't that where they get their unobtainium?
No idea, but they added the Ender Dragon to D&D Beyond, so might as well.
Oh,
Yeah, the hottest collab of the century, Minecraft and D&D.
D&D.
Yeah, isn't that what we were all waiting for?
Yeah, it's actually
There is
also.
only a game.
I'm still waiting for the My Little Pony. They already have They already have it fucking man. Like I saw it and I looked at it and I was like,
Pretty sure that was just homebrew.
it's not
No.
homebrew. It's fucking official. Post. It's like you get like I think 4 or 5 dice.
Yeah, but why?
Fantastic.
So,
What did Shepard even find back here? Sorry. Stepped away for a sec.
You smelt the gold.
Yeah, you follow him around and you will see him go up to a large, what looks like a sack, but as you get close, you start to smell it as well, and Shepherd seems to have sniffed out a big old bag of mammoth cheese.
Ooh.
Ah,
There is a Goliath standing there as well, who sees the wolf and just starts walking over to shoo him. But yeah, it's clearly this was. Speaking of lunch, you find some cheese.
yeah. Before the Goliath gets to him, Yorman just kind of like comes over, picks him up by the nape, and just he smelled it, and he'll just
He dealt it.
he'll go to turn away.
Are the rest of the Goliaths going back to where we usually stay?
You are nomadic, so
Oh yeah.
you don't usually stay anyway. But they are going to be heading to Broudevik. Is sort of what the plan was there? It seems like it's not too far away, so they're going to try and drag this giant in that direction. But yeah, they are still sort of camped here for the moment, as they just they're not getting ready to move out just yet.
Okay.
Unfortunately, none of the feasts I can make involve cheese.
Poor Shepherd.
Oh, actually,
He really would have liked
yeah,
some cheese.
there is an item for that.
Having cheese at a feast?
No, the cheese is an item, probably.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what a very niche spell or item. Anytime you cast Create Feast, you can also add cheese.
Yeah, mammoth cheese specifically.
It's like goat's cheese, just a lot harder to get.
Yeah, you gotta be real committed.
I mean, fuck it, we cooking.
It's like somewhere between goat cheese and blue cheese, then parmesan. Like if those if those were the edges of a triangle, it'd be somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, unfortunately, I lack the materials to make anything except a common meal.
I mean, that does.
What was that?
Didn't we harvest some of that woven meat, dragon meat stuff?
Yeah.
It's finished.
Or
The dragon meat? Yeah, I made as a feast on the first day. A blood
Mm.
feast.
Yeoman did hunt some fresh meat for you guys last time.
That's right.
Yeah, no, I can make a regular meal. I meant nothing special. That's what I meant.
Yeah, it's good enough. Most
Yeah,
of an ass
I
boy.
reckon Sonia thinks anything that she didn't have to cook herself.
Unless they have some mammoth meat, then maybe.
Mammoth
With the cheese
feet.
meat.
Oh.
Uh,
The feet.
Can you hear
Yeah,
me?
Yeah.
yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, Discord's not responding, but there is most certainly mammoth meat, but you may have to ask someone about that. Yeah, I mean, Katya would probably know, as there seems to be more than just the cheese there, though, that Shepherd has sniffed out, but it's all sealed in bags.
Yeah, I'll ask Jormund if he can ask the Goliaths, since we are staying here for a little bit. If they share some of the meat and cheese, I could probably cook for everyone.
Alright.
Maybe make something a bit better than normal meal.
Yeah. Your woman just kind of like sets Shepherd down. It's like, sit. Sit. Okay? Sit.
Shepard just goes woof.
Sassy bastard.
So how big is Shepard now? Is like this dire wolf starting to move towards a Great Dane pony, or
I would hope it's larger than a Great Dane already.
I mean, it's as big as like a large adult wolf that would it would actually get in real life, but it's for his age that's huge.
So like standing normally he'd be about chest height. Stomach height.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever actually seen a wolf up close. I'm not trying to rack my brain now, but yeah, around there.
Wolves are fucking huge. But yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it might even be bigger than that. Yeah, thinking of like a hyena. That's about.
Going on to Goliath and just saying, hey, one of ours is a pretty good cook, and if you're willing to share some provisions, he could probably cook something nice for everyone here.
Well, I'm just making sure nobody steals the provisions. You'd have to ask one of the others, and he just sort of gestures vaguely. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the authority figures here look like they are now quite busy with the whole giant situation.
Then I'll actually go around and
drifts around them.
Yeah, I'll ask Katya pretty much the same question.
But does Katya have the? I doubt she has the authority to authorize that.
You passed your trial. You're a fully fledged. But now I'm not. To be honest, we didn't really discuss what that would mean, what that would fully entail. But in this sort of hunter-gatherer kind of society, yeah, it would. You are now seen as like an adult of the tribe, so yeah.
She'll take enough mammoth meat for the party and for the tribe, but take sparingly, so not like overfeeding, you know. Just what she thinks would be enough to feed everyone.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'll need some of the cheese as well.
Yeah, she'll get a bit of cheese as well, but she might charge you for it.
You are eating it. I think that's fair. I'm cooking for all of you, and you give us some cheese and meat.
He is a good cook.
She'll give a little cheese and say, "This is how we make our living. We must use sparingly." And then say that she will be right back. And just head off like a little distance away. Headbutt something. Because that always makes her feel better. So she'll just headbutt a rock. Probably take some damage. And then she'll just go back.
The rock takes damage.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. She like headbutts something and it splits in half, kind of thing.
Ulfield version 2.
And then Torino, and then Don Torino just shows up and is something about family.
Yeah, it does look like a much bigger version of Ulfield. The way she's behaving, it's like, oh, we needed one of these.
Maybe those Buddhists have it right after all.
Problem with,
Reincarnation and all that.
the problem with that is we could pick Ulfield up by the scruff of her neck and just keep away from. This is going to be harder. So Svenja's happy to trade for meat and cheese and stuff, if that's what they were planning to do with it anyway.
They're just giving
I
me
mean-
some so I can cook for them. They're not asking to trade anything for it, unless we want extra, which I don't think we will need.
Well, I mean, you guys are now currently the sort of you are spearheading the political, like the diplomatic relations between Braudovic and this tribe right now. So, yeah, a meal might not be a bad idea. The Goliaths definitely seem to be celebrating a successful hunt, so they are all very much in for a meal, and it does remind you a bit of being in the longhouse after a raid.
Yeah, DM, I'm taking a bit of creative freedom here, and I'm trying to make a meat feast using the mammoth meat as uncommon uncommon meat, and the cheese is
Yeah.
uncommon supplies.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that works.
Yeah, I'll just make mammoth steak and just put cheese on top when I'm grilling it.
I wonder what mammoth meat tastes like.
Mammoth.
Can't argue with that.
Incredible. Thanks.
I can tell you that elephant is one of the most delicious things you will ever eat. Like, you shouldn't eat it. That's probably very illegal now. But when I was a kid, I had elephant biltong once, and it was like the most incredible thing I'd ever tasted.
So is anyone helping,
Mammoth's
or am
gotta be
I alone cooking for them?
Well, Katya
Yeah.
can help with the preparation of the meat. If it's like still in big chunks, then she probably knows how to cut it nicely.
Yeah, that will work.
So yeah, she'll
Dude,
come back
will help.
with her
well.
forehead maybe a little bit bruised. But she just comes and asks, do you need help?
I still need to get it fired up and season everything, but if you can cut it, probably no way around the blade.
She nods, and I'm kind of just assuming that they kind of just cut the meat with their great axes. So she'll just wipe her great axe off, like clean it, and then start chopping the meat with it.
Now
Yeah, I
roll
mean,
the
geez,
check.
if it's giant blood on your axe, that's extra flavor.
True. So
That's
yeah,
what you want in there.
she'll just start cutting and say if your company does not want the giant blood, our tribe enjoys it, but we will take the pieces with the giant blood on it if you do not wish to.
Oh, no,
Great dragon blood. I don't know how bad giant blood can get.
we've definitely been following all that. You know, go right ahead with the giant blood.
Yeah, and she'll start chopping the meat with a grater.
Slightly cannibalistic something in there.
It's fine. They are the cannibals. We are okay. Maybe Yormund not so much, but I'm rolling.
Dude, I just read about giants. That doesn't make me a giant, right?
Whatever.
I like planes in real life. That doesn't make me part plane.
Okay, I succeed on the check, and I make a meat feast. Yay!
You will hear one of the Goliaths trying to explain to you in common. They'll also come and help out, going that like it's not cannibalism. We don't eat the giant. We just the blood makes you strong.
In old country.
It's Russian.
Yes, dear is long way from you.
Oh my
Common,
God,
not
that's
mother tongue.
beautiful.
Honestly, I was so tempted to try and do a Russian accent for her, but I just got too embarrassed.
I was
That's
gonna
really
wait to see if you did an accent before I gave the Goliath's accent, but fuck it, this might just be this one guy.
I wanted to try, but I just got too embarrassed.
So Goliaths are Russians.
this group at least.
Why not? They are from
Yeah,
the
yeah.
You
That's
know
more
what?
German.
No,
I
I'm,
think
I'm
that's Russian.
happy. I love it.
But yeah,
Ich spreche kein Deutsch.
Nur bei Wallace, bereid.
Gazebo.
for the next 24 hours, you get +1 to all wisdom, ability checks, and saving throws.
The fuck is he going?
Shit.
Yeah,
To add it
you'll
to the
see they'll
cookbook.
bring out some ale that may be some of the most strong smelling and foul tasting ale you've ever come across in your life, but this is like doing it for the whole longhouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the ale is truly terrible, Svenja will secretly try and use Valkyrie Seance to change the taste a little bit.
I will ask that, can you roll at the moment?
Yeah, what? Sleight of hand.
Stealth is what, yeah, stealth or sleight of hand. I just meant, yeah, I didn't know if you were able to roll.
And I'll roll perception. See if you disrespect my food.
No, not the food. The
I don't see anything.
What was that card crush? Oh, I'm rolling that one.
well, not particularly good with hiding it either, though.
Okay, you'll see some, as you sort of cast the spell, you will see some dirty looks from some of the Goliaths, but it seems like they're reacting to you casting this kind of spell rather than like reflavoring the ale. They don't seem to care about that. But seeing you cast that seance spell, they're a little bit wary.
Ah. So that's that spell specifically, so not against casting in general, but something about summoning the spirit does they don't like.
Yeah, you
Like
may
a
have seen a
cult.
similar reaction when Yormund used a rune, but almost in the opposite. I think they were like impressed to see that, and when they see you use this sort of more divine kind of magic, they don't seem to like that at all. Some of them sort of shuffle away from you as they see that.
Interesting.
No, that's a goblin.
Yeah, so I guess she'll explore that with Katya as we travel. But I'm not going to RP that right now.
I mean, we're sort of wrapping things up here as when you guys finish this feast, the giants, well, the Goliaths are going to start getting their ogres to help them pack up and begin getting the train ready to move on to Bradovik, as a couple of them seem excited to see a new place. At the same time, with this understanding that Katya, you'll be going in the opposite direction, which seems to be where the party is headed. So, if there is anything, is there anyone you might want to say goodbyes to, or we haven't actually gone over much backstory stuff, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there might be someone who might have taken it in when she first joined the clan traveling. So she might say her goodbyes to him. Kind of like a father figure that like raised her and trained her.
Yeah, which is probably the guy that you were speaking to before. Though you will see there's also another woman that comes up to say goodbye to you, who probably would have trained you somewhat as well as these two are the sort of lieutenants of this part of the tribe that is here, and they will come to see you off. So while the feast is being made, they would have sort of set up a kind of a throne for him sitting there. Not really, more like just a chair, but there aren't many chairs going around. So, and you will see. Oh, sorry, of course the night's closed. Yeah, he will just sort of sit down, and as he's saying bye to you, he will very seriously look at you and say, "Listen well, young one. The road ahead is long and treacherous. You will face many dangers, and you will be tested in ways you cannot imagine. But do not be afraid, for you are of the Nor tribe, and we are the strongest and bravest of all the Goliaths." And the woman sort of nods next to him.
She will nod and kind of just like take her fist and kind of like bang it once on her chest where her heart would be in kind of like a salute.
See a couple of the other Goliaths starting to get up, and now seeing that he is like addressing you more formally, they'll bring their horns over and be watching this as the rest of you see the crowd start to kind of ignore you as they all move in to say goodbye to one of their tribe. You hear the elder one saying, "You must be bold, you must be cunning, and you must use your wits as well as your strength, for there are many foes who would seek to bring you down. But do not despair, for you are not alone. The spirits of our ancestors watch over us, and they will guide over your journey. Guide you on your journey, at least." As he will kind of walk into you, place a hand on your shoulder, and say, "And remember this above all else. You are a Goliath. You are a warrior. You are a daughter of the Nor tribe, and no matter what challenges you may face, you will always have the strength and courage to overcome them. So, go forth into the world and make a mark upon it, and know that wherever you may roam, the Nor tribe will always be with you, in your spirit and your heart." And they will just all start to converge in on you and like give you a pat on the back, sort of wishing you well.
She will thank each of them as they pat her on the back, just give them like a nod of thanks.
Right? And by the time they've finished their little ceremony, the rest of you have managed to pack up your camp and get ready to continue on your journey. As Katya walks over to join you all, the Seer's Tower awaits, and you see the Goliath starting to move out and head towards Braudevik.
Yep, I really hope have a welcome, good reception.
I think whatever happens, I feel like my father is probably going to have a really good time with the Goliaths.
Yep. Yeah.
Or very horrifying for him.
Mm.
One or the other. Sorry, you're saying?
We just set up How I Met Your Mother.
Svenja?
So you're breaking up a bit there, Krista. One more time?
No, nothing. I was just chuckling.
But yeah, that is where we're going to end tonight's session, as my power's just gone off as well. Much for the session.
It was fabulous. Thank you. Welcome, Kate. Are we giving Ursula's axolotl to Kate, or she can get her own? We'll do a car trading, used car exchange.
I think we could just hold on to it and let her decide if she wants it or not.
No, we may need like water time. Then
Water
have it.
time.
Yeah, man. Like
Yeah,
who knows, man?
my
Like
favorite-
like you don't know. Like this is only like the what's called like the intro. The actual Act 1 is Waterworld.
Yeah, just in case we. Yeah, exactly.
Well, lucky I've got an albatross then.
I just have a horse.
Honestly, I'd be down for Katia bonding with an axolotl.
I feel like it'd be a
Understand,
very
understand.
interesting thing to watch.
Yeah.
Wait, how big are these things?
Axolotls or Goliath?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Goliath?
No, so I know you said 7'10". I actually
About
was cheap.
they're about a halflings. That's about
That
the
is-
normal person.
Okay, I thought you were just gonna say, yeah, they're about halfling sized.
Well, they are about they are less than 3 kobolds in a trench coat.
So somewhere
Mm.
between 7 and 9 feet, I think.
I'm dip here. Thanks for the session, guys.
Yeah.
See you all next week.
Have a great weekend.
He's already gone.
The
So
snoozer.
Yeah.
yeah, it would probably be big enough for her. 7 to 9 feet. It's like about the same size as her.
Oh yeah, this axolotl is fucking huge.
Awesome. I was kind of worried about finding a big enough mount, because although she's technically medium sized, she's a bit big for medium sized.
Yeah, no, axolotl should be able to handle it fine.
Because yeah, Goliaths are also quite heavy. 280 to 340 pounds. And I think because she's on the taller side, I'll say she's 313 pounds. Oh man.
Fantastic.
Well, in the water you're a bit lighter, so maybe it'll be okay.